very warm welcome to semi-finals day here at the Kyren Sports Complex in Xi'an. Xi'an, of course, home to the eastern terminus of the Silk Road, the ancient trade route that connects China with the Mediterranean. This city is steeped in history, and we are very much at the business end of this historical week on the World Snooker Tour, as by the end of play tomorrow, we will crown the inaugural Xi'an Grand Prix champion. One man who has produced so many silky smooth performances throughout his career is the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Winner of 23 Triple Crown events, he's won everything there is to win in snooker, yet still wants more, and how he would love to get his hands on the trophy and become the first ever champion of this huge ranking event. He's going to have to up his level once again. But what an occasion for the Rocket. Great crowd in for today. Not quite a terracotta warrior, but a warrior nonetheless, armed with skill, self-belief and the desire to win. Our world champion Kyren Wilson, still in the hunt for a first title after landing the big one in Sheffield, heads out into this incredible arena to do battle on the green baize against an opponent he's met on 12 previous occasions. Brilliant campaign ahead for Kyren Wilson as world champion. Every tournament he plays in getting announced as the WC must be a very special feeling, and this has got all the ingredients to be a very special match. Our referee in charge is a very experienced Peggy Lee today.
Ronnie won the toss and he will break.
First to 6 as the semis increase to a best of 11, a best of 19 final for the victor to look forward to tomorrow. This, of course, the first of 2 semi-finals. Judd Trump against Daniel Wells later on, but it's the warrior Kyren Wilson against the Rocket Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break. Yes. Can you just give me a moment, please? From 8, Kyren Wilson to break.
Ronnie O'Sullivan re-entering this packed house arena for this semi-final match, first semi-final of the day. Kyren Wilson well and truly in the box seat. 5 frames to 2 to the good over Ronnie O'Sullivan. The missed long red from Kyren in the previous frame proved to be very costly. In missing the red, went through the pack of reds and opened them all up for Ronnie. Felt to begin with, it was a very anxious start to the contribution early on in that break, Ronnie O'Sullivan, but got the job done in the end with a break of 87.
Catching the green there, giving Kyren the opportunity to play telling safety. Green and brown is a nice target. And the fact that he didn't get it behind the green and brown is giving Ronnie that opportunity. Good length on the white, and also from playing that shot, see there, just brought the black into play a little bit more. What that has done is just given more importance to this little mini game of who gets the first opportunity. With that excellent pot, it's Ronnie O'Sullivan gets the first chance. Has to be mindful of this black as well, though.
Yeah, and in potting that, he's away. Very good shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan, digging down.
Eight. Nine.
So straight away, looking to try and just open up this black spot as quickly as possible.
16.
Needed to play a little
17.
cannon there to play for the black for the same pocket. I think the cue ball's just about gone far enough for him to get to the central line of the white. Being just slightly right of centre here is the ideal place to be. And now in removing this red, he could be away.
24. 25.
Even for him, he's definitely picked up the pace the last frame or so. Extra couple of seconds quicker. Trying to establish a rhythm, but even for him, he can go a little bit too quick. Just wants to make sure he's still... Yeah, I was just going to say, just want to make sure he's still focused on each shot and take nothing for granted. That wasn't the case. And then also
Yeah.
a little bit of dramatics after with his cue action. Just shows he's just not happy with his game. See there, felt obviously dragged the cue out and cut across it. So important for Kyren here. He has his man to capitalise. Ronnie's playing bad now and struggling, but he might always be determined to try and make the most of the chance.
One.
And that shot that went wrong for Ronnie there, the type of shot that, as a player, you know, doesn't look much, but it's a proper feel shot. You're just trying to almost quit on it as you're going through to try and just control the pace and the spin down for the black. It was quite thin to middle. Clearly Ronnie not happy with how he's delivering the cue at the minute. The timing's not quite there, and that type of shot can really highlight that. Very easy to miss thin,
Right.
which he did.
Yeah, the fact he didn't deliver the cue as quick as he wanted. That little bit of side didn't take.
4.
But loved an angle there on the black. Again, would love to be straight on this red. Ideally,
11.
play one of these reds, just get parallel with the black, and from there he can play, and you can see this little gap there. Those two reds nearest the black, if you could catch both of them with one shot, could open up the frame
12.
totally. The way he's played that tells you that this red goes to the left corner. Didn't look likely at
18.
first glance. And that certainly makes it a better chance again.
Yeah, there you can see he's fine. So red to black here. There is a red
19.
right at that cluster of 5 that will pop to right corner. May not can play on it this time around. Deep screwing across the face of the reds for the red into the opposite corner pocket. He's made a good job of that, Kyren Wilson.
26.
It was a poor shot really from the previous red to leave himself straight on the black. But now he's looking for one good shot. Pot this red, get the angle.
$27.
Yeah, he's perfect now. He's got to play the cannon. into that little quartet of reds.
Yeah, with that red to the left of the group, a little bit of insurance. One good shot here, set the frame and match up nicely for him. Yeah, you can just see
34.
to the right of that first red, if he hit full ball, or to the left, he would have been on the one to the left corner. This just makes this a little bit more difficult.
Not just the pot, but the cue in itself. Both elements of that shot were very
Wilson,
tough for Kyren
34.
Wilson. All came from the fact he didn't get the desired cannon to the pack of reds from the black. That red was very missable. But he shouldn't have had to play it from there. He should have been nicer on the reds.
1.
Again, if Kyren doesn't take his opportunities, that's certainly going to give Ronnie a bit more encouragement.
And yes, it will take something very special from Ronnie to turn this one around, but he's definitely going to need help from his opponent. And in these last 2 frames, he has had a helping hand from Kyren. A couple of mistakes have just crept in.
3.
It's by no means panic stations just yet, but the longer that Ronnie's in this match, the worse it will get.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I think a nice little touch there from Ronnie. I don't think he wanted the referee just to take the rest herself. I think he felt he'd taken it out. She did offer to put it back, but I think nice little touch there, I thought.
11. 12.
He's had his issues over the years with the referee, so it was nice to see.
Yeah, I think just in general, he has a lot of respect for everyone here in China. He spoke to the World Snooker Media team over the
19.
last few days and said that Xi'an would be the one city he would move to if he ever moved to China. Loves it, so he's obviously very comfortable here. It's been far from a comfortable
20.
performance so far today, though, from Ronnie. As I say, the longer he's in this match, he's got a chance, and this now a chance to close the gap even further. And you could almost hear the contact of that when it hit the yellow. It was a bit of a dull
92.
sound, which means he didn't strike the ball as he wanted to. But that's another good pot from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Mr. Brown, similar to this in the previous frame. Can he find one good pot here to get back down for the red?
Nicely played. See there, 25 ahead.
27. 28.
I certainly think if Ronnie could take it to 5-4, the pressure would be very much
35.
on Kyren then. As I said,
37.
just because you frames to play doesn't mean you necessarily get a chance in every frame to win it. And then, of course, the closer it goes, the closer Ronnie gets to him. When Kyren does get a chance, it's that little bit harder.
40.
The chance at 5-4 is harder than the chance you might have had at 5-1, 5-2. Still 20 to play left.
44.
Clearing these colours up with his left hand for no other reason than the fact that he just can. It's as simple as that.
49.
And the crowd absolutely loving this. They want to see Ronnie O'Sullivan make a comeback in this match. At 5-1, he looked down and out, but all of a sudden 5-3, and he's given Kyren Wilson something to think about. He's got every chance of making a comeback in this game now. He trails Kyren Wilson 5-3. Inevitable that Ronnie O'Sullivan may be making an early exit in this semi-final, but 5-3, and all of a sudden there's a glimmer of hope. He's required a little bit of help from his opponent to keep his hopes alive, Kyren Wilson. The odd mistake has just crept in the last couple of frames. Nothing to worry about, of course, for him. He's just there to do a job and try and get the job done as quickly as possible now. But the longer this match goes on, the odd negative thought or doubt may start to creep into Kyren Wilson's mind. No surprises taking himself out of the arena after that frame. Just trying to steady himself once again, trying to go again. Just reset, refocus the mind.
One.
Kyren didn't have to play the red. He went for it, just felt it was worth the risk if he potted beyond the black.
7.
When he missed it and hit the black, very thing he might have feared, giving Ronnie another good first opening, has happened. Unusual
14.
for Ronnie from that position not to play a better shot and get a better split in the pack. Something to come around the back of the black. Probably a little bit fortunate the pinks come into play. But again, a bit of work required to spot another red.
So much to Kyren's delight, Ronnie O'Sullivan has broken down.
21.
I'll reiterate, 3 times in their career they've competed over the best of 11 frames, and each time it's been 6-5 either way. Kyren Wilson winning 2 of those, Ronnie just the 1. So it had all the makings of being a very close encounter, this. At one stage it looked like it was going to be over very quickly. So Ronnie just checking out these two reds. He's looking at the possibility of making a plant to right middle pocket, knowing he'll be on the pink. Oh, and he was very close. Just that far jaw. Felt there was value in taking that on.
Excellent putt from Kyren. Yeah, just having a little look at the blue. Just a little bit thin to pot it. And much more sensible just to play brown. And then from the next red, try and get perfect on the blue.
Doesn't it look a very inviting pack to attack from the blue as well? Almost all the reds across the table there. There's so much room for error going into that pack.
5.
He'll come round and just check it out, make sure there's no obvious plants. I can't see any.
Six.
And even if he hits the pack towards the left-hand side, you feel the black could also be used to stop the red. So one good shot sets another frame-winning chance up.
Again, I can't agree with the pace that he's gone into that pack at. Similar to the last frame, the split from the black was
11.
much too slow, and again, it always looked likely he may stick at that sort of pace.
Yeah, that is not unlucky. That's a poorly played shot. Again, last blue, he couldn't have played it too hard, because even if he got a bit of backspin, as I said, the black was still going to stop. Wasn't the time to try and develop a couple. And again, just a little sign, maybe not thinking as clearly or playing as confident as we think he is. But what's most important is also what Ronnie O'Sullivan is thinking of it. He'll see these little signs. This will just give him a little bit of encouragement. Encouragement just to hang in. And if he keeps hanging in, finds a little bit of form,
Kyren Wilson,
that'll
11.
lead to belief that he can win this match.
It was a strange one, because if the pink was on its spot above those reds, there's absolutely no way that Kyren Wilson goes into them at that pace. Just the fact the pink wasn't there, I can't understand why he felt that there was value in playing it the way he did. If the pink was there, he goes into it full pace, screw back, get the reds moving, get the reds away from the white. But anyway, that's all gone now. And Kyren Wilson straight away presented with another chance.
You could see Ronnie in the background just talking to himself. He'd be frustrated. He didn't want to give Kyren an easy starter, which he did. Get him up and running. Settle him down again. And he'll be in the chair fearing the worst. Still a lot to do. It's the kind of chance earlier on in the match he was winning the frame from. So we're just really judging him by his own standards.
Six. Seven. Twelve.
Barely anything in it, the frame, just the 2 points. So now the work begins for Kyren Wilson to put this frame and match to bed.
Thirteen. 19. $20.
Just minding his work here, Kyren. Another red on the pink spot. Then of the 5 remaining, one of the bottom left goes to the right
26.
corner. We still feel he's going to need a shot to develop the 4 reds and around the black.
$27.
Yeah, it didn't hit that well. You could see it didn't go into the centre of the pocket,
33.
and as a result, he's lost the white. And it looks like to be end of break.
Possibly a little bit of adrenaline in that one, paired with the fact that he potted the pink thin. And it is end of break, so big mistake from Kyren Wilson.
Kyren Wilson,
Just starting to look good
33.
there.
Yeah, during that break wasn't quite possible for him to get on the pink, which was on the black spot, and disturb the pack when he had the freedom of having a red close to the right corner. Anxious look from Ronnie there, just waiting to see if he'd leave the red. The fact that Kyren's come down this end of the table, he can pot it. It's a thin clip. Shot he gets a very high percentage of. Good straight cueing. Pick your point and hit it.
Yeah, very good pot from Kyren Wilson. Cue ball not going in.
1.
So at least he's still in control of the frame now in removing that red. Fancied obviously getting on a colour, but doesn't need to push the boat out here. 24 points to the good. That's where his cue action helps him so much. You know, he's very long, very deliberate cue action. He can see exactly what's happening as he's coming through to the strike, and so often delivers that cue very straight.
Had the option there to play a snooker behind the green. Took an opportunity to try and get a little bit of extra insurance. And also, more importantly, that shot blocked the path to the red on the right-hand side of the table. But Ronnie's still very much engaged in this match. Kyren eyeing up this red. Again, doesn't have to get on a colour. Just pot it and get control. .24 points ahead. Still strong favour in this frame. However, if he was to lose it, it goes 5-4. Definitely be under pressure then. Ronnie knows that as well. But you can see by his reaction how engrossed and engaged RonnieO'Sullivan still is in this match. And if anything, the last half hour's interest has got greater. He's sensing might be able to pull off a remarkable victory. Kyren in trouble. Tapped the table, tapped his leg a couple of times. That was a good shot from Ronnie. Needs a good shot himself. Yeah, an anxious look. But there was no need for that anxiety. Played it very well.
Little safety shot from Ronnie, slightly too thin. So possible chance for Kyren to gain the advantage here. maybe try and chip the red thin over towards the red and black. Find the cue ball back to Borg. Just needs to be careful that he doesn't push the red over a corner pocket. I wonder if it passes the pink as well. Much too thick.
Wasn't easy. And also he knew the importance of it. You can see he was nicely on the black. Certainly hasn't left anything easy for Kyren. Actually, he was able to play that red to the middle, and more importantly, he's fluked into the corner. A tremendous bit of luck.
Wow. Wow, you see flukes happen at any time during a match, but to happen at this stage of a match is incredible, ridiculous, outrageous. But can he take it? Can he use the luck to his advantage? Kyren Wilson with probably the fluke of the tournament for him, for sure. It certainly will be if he can convert this chance.
Yeah, because it would have been another ball missed, and we left Ronnie a chance of that red.
8.
Still going to need one of these last two reds.
They have a trace of angle on this red to middle pocket, can potentially play over for the blue and look for an angle to just drop in behind one of the reds. Well, he was going close to the blue, so decided to play it a bit firmer.
Yeah, going back to that fluked red, even if you look at the table there, it's hard to think he hit the bottom jaw, the middle pocket, avoided the other jaw, went all the way down. It's a tremendous fluke, you'd have to say. Yeah, didn't go as planned. You'd love to have an attempt at this putt somewhere, but take a second to regroup. 37 ahead, don't panic. Yeah, this is smart. Try and play the right shot. We've seen him play a few of these kind of shots, cutting it back into the middle, but surely a good, sensible safety has to be the order of the day.
Kyren Wilson, 13.
Yeah, just biding his time, Kyren Wilson would have loved to have covered this red from Ronnie O'Sullivan, force him to go at the red nearest the black. Because in leaving him access to that red meant that Ronnie could play a good telling safety shot, try and gain control of the table, and he has done. Oh, but that's a very good safety shot from Kyren Wilson. Fantastically played.
Went close to the pot. Fortunately for him, not close enough. Looked like I might just stay in the jaws. Again, Kyren coming down. Let's have a look to see how far that red is off the cushion. I don't think it's far enough off that he can cut it back. Another good safety shot, good contact. And Ronnie needs to be careful if he plays the red on the right. Doesn't push the one on the left close to the pocket. Needs a bit of cover. Yeah, you felt when you heard that little bit of applause, he had got the cover.
He's smiling because he knows he's played a bad shot there, Ronnie O'Sullivan, and the crowd think he's played a good one.
He's not that good. It's important, a little bit of luck. Ronnie knew by playing that shot, he was going to give the initiative away to Kyren, but his priority was Kyren to come to the table, not be able to pot a ball. Apart from 37 ahead, having this advantage, Kyren here needs to capitalise and play one good telling safety. Again, looks like Ronnie can only hit the red below the black. Going to be pushing that towards the corner pocket. Just be careful. Doesn't go too close and leave it on. It's a very good contact. And because he got the perfect contact, the red didn't go close. And he got good length on the cue ball. But this is the kind of shot Kyren likes. I wouldn't be surprised if he totally commits to it. It's a risky shot, it's a difficult shot. He might just back himself to go one good pot. Match is over.
Yeah, because even the safety shot is not straightforward. He's looking at the availability of getting the cue ball through the pink and black back to baulk. That's very dangerous. Now looking at possibly playing a dump shot, which would surely leave a shot at the red to left corner for Ronnie. So again, all these thoughts and options going through his head. Where's the value?
Usually Kyren, if he's his choice between a difficult safety and difficult pot, tends to go for the pot, but I think he is playing the dump shot. Has to be careful here.
Well, he's left a shot for Ronnie at this red. Just wonder if he can pot it, possibly develop the green as well. He's tried it, and he's got it. That's a fantastic shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Perfectly executed, but shouldn't have really had that option to play it. Kyren obviously felt he had no options, left him attempt it, and he's knocked it in, and all of a sudden there's no insurance for Kyren Wilson.
And that's why, with that kind of decision, you tend to go for the pot, because you're always afraid. If you didn't go for the pot and you still leave it on. Much easier to accept if you had a go at it. Again, it was a brilliant shot and it set it up.
3.
Again, needs black to be able to win the frame, pink to tie.
Needs the cue ball to pull up. He needs it to stop, and it hasn't. It's continued to roll now. Ronnie O'Sullivan has to pop this black. Otherwise, he needs snookers. Looking at the pink to the middle pocket. If he pots it, he can only tie. Referee Peggy Lee just asking the crowd to settle down, all getting very excited. This a very big shot. And what a pot that was from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah, actually, it was a nice touch as it went in. You could see Kyren tapping his knee. He knew what a great shot that was.
12.
He would prefer to see it stay out, but acknowledged it.
15.
Ball is not lost for Kyren Wilson just yet. The 4 remaining colours, of course, his hope that Ronnie breaks down, but a black ball respot
19.
is still the toss of a coin. But what a turnaround this could be.
24.
Because Kyren will know if Ronnie was to win this frame, even though we're 5-4 down, Ronnie actually be quite hard to stop.
30.
Well, this has been brilliant from Ronnie O'Sullivan. This clearance as good as you'll see. And in goes the black to force the respotted black. So Kyren Wilson had the decision to make there, play the safety shot or take the pot on. He chose the former. It didn't work out, and Ronnie O'Sullivan able to open the frame up and make a very good clearance. A couple of balls in that clearance there. Excellent. Kyren Wilson, plenty to think about, as referee Peggy Lee will ask either player to make a decision, heads or tails, as to who goes first.
Who wants to call? Head it is.
Kyren wins the toss and puts Ronnie O'Sullivan into bat first. So this, a very, very important passage of play.
A little bit closer to the puck than he would have liked. Yeah, Kyren straight away has realised the possibility of a cocked hat, where he's going to play it off 3 cushions and into the middle. Has to be a little bit careful if he doesn't go off, if he had a bit of topspin on it. I think it's worth the risk.
Always the chance of the black running safe if you miss it, and by missing it top jaw means it was heading towards the balk area, although it's not gone deep enough into it. Ronnie could possibly play a shot to something here, chip this black into the yellow bag, miss it thin if you're going to miss it.
Yeah, I'm surprised he played that one with his left hand. Generally he's been playing his safety shots with his left hand and potting with his right, as you do. But I thought that was the time to play with his right, but needs to get this one right. He's played the dump shot equivalent as well. Is he seduced by the double to the corner? Oh, correct shot. Again, just accepted. He couldn't get the white further down the table. Wasn't important. Just get the black ball safe.
Kyren Wilson has already been involved in a respotted black this week against Jimmy Robertson, and if you saw that, well, you'd have to see it to believe it. Jimmy Robertson played a safety shot, went very close to in-off, ended up angling Kyren in the jaws of the corner pocket. Kyren missed the black completely.
Yeah, tapping the table from Ronnie. It's an excellent shot. Very easy to put that over it. Corner pocket.
Oh, and Ronnie O'Sullivan, he holds his hand up because he's fluked the black, would you believe it? He smirks as he leaves the arena. This crowd has just erupted. Kyren Wilson cannot believe what he's seeing. From 5-1 up, it's now 5-4, and this game really is anyone's.
Frame 10, Kyren Wilson to break.
I presume that was to get the crowd to calm down. It's only going to get noisier. But yeah, brilliant to have this 10th frame and maybe 11 to look forward to. Because we did out of sorts Ronnie O'Sullivan against a dominant world champion. Whatever about the first 2 frames that come back, but certainly that frame was a remarkable frame to win. Kyren has had chances. Then Ronnie managed to dig it out somehow. A great break to force the respot, particularly the pink do or die pot. He got into the middle pocket. Sportingly acknowledged by Kyren. But the whole dynamics has changed. Ronnie's playing better. Kyren's playing a little bit worse. And Kyren's under a bit more pressure than he was. We said it at the time, but the chance at 5-1 is always a lot easier than the chance at 5-4.
And these sorts of scenarios, this sort of atmosphere that has been created in this arena, that man thrives off. The more riled up they get, the more intense this match becomes. You feel Ronnie O'Sullivan will just continue to grow in confidence, grow in strength.
Kyren coming down to see as he irons up this pot. He's coming down to see the black.
One.
Well, when he came down to see the black go, seeing how difficult it was, and that's a fantastic piece of cueing. The camera angle shows, I don't think the black goes, but also that red at the bottom, the black doesn't go either.
Brilliant opening red from Kyren Wilson. Not necessarily a player you associate with immense cue power, but a player you certainly associate with one of the straightest cue actions in the game, and that was definitely required there for that shot. Struck it perfectly.
Thank you, Karen. 7. Eight.
Slightly anxious look there. Not sure if you can
10.
drop the red in for the blue. And that up and down, but ideally you'd like an angle on that blue.
$11.
Wants to stay high. A little bit of an angle. Probably have to play it 2 cushions. Top left-hand side. Ideally cannon where the pink is.
Looks good. Now how's his look?
That's
Very
a
good
great
shot. Brilliant shot from Kyren Wilson. Had to get plenty of cue speed
16.
through this one. Top left-hand side, as Fergal said, just to widen the cue ball. Struck it well, and then you're relying on a little bit of luck for the Reds to open nicely. He's pushed a few into play so he can continue this break. All of a sudden, Kyren has to dig deep here and find that extra bit of intensity to see him over the line in this match. From 5-1 up and in
70.
cruise control, all of a sudden, if he doesn't win this frame, this match could be anyone's. Has to get the job done here.
I think he's just looking at the possibility of playing this pink. Going into the side of the pack, really. Maybe he wants to go hard into them, get them all open. Yeah, he did. It was a brave shot. And he's got his reward. That was well thought out of. Because even before he played the red, he did check to see where exactly he wanted the white to be on the pink.
23.
So he felt he had the best angle to pot it and develop the reds.
24.
He has had chances to win the match before, but this is by far the best chance.
And again, struck that red nicely to the green pocket. Still going in the middle, which is a good sign.
$29.
Nicely controlled positional shot. Checking the cue ball up off the top cushion.
30.
Perfect. So he's happy to leave the black out of play for now. That red and black will be of no concern to him. He's got the balls where he wants them. There's enough here to do enough damage. All about just minding your work, holding yourself together, standing up.
36. $37.
Despite what went on the last few frames, you just get the sense he's going to put it to bed here. Pink's available. The red's open.
42. $43. Yep. 48.
And he's just come down just to check where he'd like to be in the pink. The red that's directly below the pink. It's possible to left corner if he could land in a position. He'd be able to try and gamble on that. The other red to the right available.
49.
Looks like there's a slight angle, can maybe drop it in or maybe even glance off the couple of reds and still be on the red to the right corner. A couple of times during this break, Kyren's had to have the white ball in absolutely
55.
exact spot, and he's done it.
So edging closer to that winning line. These the hardest balls to pot. Kyren Wilson already a great champion. He's our world champion.
56.
And this has been a very good visit to the table. He's attacked when required. And now he's just a few balls away.
$61. $62.
Credit to Kyren. He's been put under pressure. But he reacted the way a world champion should. Great break.
68.
It's not been Ronnie O'Sullivan's day at the office today. It's been a bad one. Kept his hopes
69.
alive and kept the excitement alive here in the arena with a mini comeback, but just left himself with too much to do. To go 5-1 down in a race to 6 against the world champion, it always seemed a very tall order. But he's fought commendably, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Hasn't just thrown the towel in. Another good week,
75.
semi-final of a big ranking event, and he'll be there or
76.
thereabouts next week in Saudi Arabia. But today is all about this man, Kyren Wilson, the world champion. And as all good champions do, looking to finish this match with a century break,
83.
which will be his first of the match.
84.
In some ways, he might even get more pleasure from winning this 6-4 after being severely tested. Ronnie coming back, crowd getting involved. Ronnie, we think, fluking that black to win. But when the questions
91.
were asked, he had the answers. He'll take some
92.
beating tomorrow, that's for sure.
Yeah, of course, Judd Trump taking on Daniel Wells in the
97.
other semi-final
99.
to take on this man. This green for the ton.
102.
A brilliant performance from our world champion, Kyren Wilson. Stood up when he's required to, as all good champions do. And he books himself into his 15th ranking final tomorrow, where he'll take on the winner of Judd Trump or Daniel Wells. Wasn't to be for Ronnie O'Sullivan today, but he'll be back, of course. 2 back-to-back semi-finals in Shanghai and here. Sets him up nicely for the rest of the season. But today is all about Kyren Wilson, 32 years of age, world rank number 3, world champion, the number 1 seed here in Xi'an. Books his place into tomorrow's final. And a best of 19 final for him to look forward to.